It comes with just, you need to have a shift in your perception of yourself in terms of, what you can handle, what you can manage, what you really want to do, and, really convince yourself that you can do it, right? I'm not trying to say if you just convince yourself hard enough that you're gonna, get accepted to Yale and become a rocket scientist. But odds are, if that's your shit, and you spend days upon days and hours and just consistently working towards something, definitely not fucking impossible, because when you look at any percentage of, it's like, what percentage of lifters can bench 315, or what percentage of people in the world can squat 400 pounds, or whatever, what percentage of people can run a marathon, who knows. That's just that percentage includes people who aren't even fucking trying. So if it's a 0.1% of people in the whole world who can bench 315, cool, that's just a number. 99% of people don't even give a shit, they're not even trying. So then, okay, 10%, let's cut it down now. So 10% of people who are actually kind of trying and going to the gym can bench 315. And this isn't an exact stat, I'm just using it as an example, right? If you kind of narrow that down and you narrow it down continually, then you get to a point where it's, 80% of people who train for X amount of years, count their macros, actively bulk and maintain a weight gain, protocol, go through periods of time, the percentage is just going to fucking rise, the percentage of people who can get to a 315 bench or, get any accolade of anything, that percentage goes to 100 fucking percent when you only include the people who seriously want it and are doing everything they can do in their fucking power to get it on a consistent basis, right? So that's where it's pretty much just within your own fucking control, man. If I wanted to drop everything and try my damnedest to become an Olympic level archer, I'm not going to say I have very good odds in general, but how many people are even going for it? How many people are going to do that for hours upon hours, year after year, continually, right? I don't think it's out of the question. I think if I wanted to make that my shit and I could practice it for like 3 hours every day for the next few years, I think it could be feasible. Now, of course, there is uncertainties, right? There are guys who fucking, are seriously working harder than somebody else but don't get the same end results. But if they didn't try at all, then they'd get absolutely fucking nowhere. So, think when I hear guys thinking about like, oh, well, I don't really have like a massive appetite, or like I don't have really good tricep insertions, or like, my genetics are, everybody in my family is, they all eat this way, and, they're calling me weird for doing. Look, there is going to be some backlash. There is going to be some drag as you fucking plow your way through trying to get something serious done, right? Fucking everybody in my family was looking at me like a freak when I was 16 years old, drinking egg whites and eating sardines because I wanted to get like seriously high quality protein intake and, tons of omega-3 and like the creatine and like all the nutrients and whatever else. It's not there's not much mass celebration of effort once you are beyond the age of fucking 10 years old, right? If you got a 10-year-old kid playing baseball, everybody is cheering his ass off to go to practice, and they love it when he's fucking at a competition, but now, I'm not necessarily as old as somebody who would probably say this, but at some point you kind of have to grow up and realize like, okay, if I want to do this, I have to be able to do it without anybody else's like serious emotional support, at least not on a consistent basis. Because anybody that gets anything done, anything cool done, they do it because they're internally motivated, right? Every time I see comments that are ripping on me for working out or whatever, I mean, it's just a part of the trade as you're posting workout shit. It fucking gets me fired up, Like I like it because I know that this is my shit. So that's where you just kind of have to be able to visualize yourself going to the gym on a fucking near daily basis for the next few years, and I can guarantee you're going to look like a freak. Now, I don't necessarily mean a 250-pound freak or a 180-pound freak. That's very dependent on your choice of supplementation. A little bit of a taboo subject there. But, I mean, even when I look back at me when I'm fucking 180 lean, I still look pretty fucking cool because I was in shape. I had a good build, right? Now I just want to get, crazy big. That's kind of that's sort of my deeper drive, per se. But no matter what, whatever your end goal is, of whatever path you want to end up walking down, it can be done. The only question is, are you the guy to do it? And that's not for me to answer. It's the odds are low, right? The odds of people who seriously get their goals accomplished are low, but that's including the percentage of the people that just gave up and they just couldn't handle consistent effort and they didn't want to work at something. So that's all you have to do to separate yourself from 90% of the people who you're in. Not that you're in competition with anyone else, but look, for the sake of this statement, yeah, you are. If 1 million people get a gym membership every fucking year, 50% of them are not even going to use it. 30% of them are barely going to use it. And then that last 20%, that's guys who are going to go in consistently. Now, of that 20%, probably only 10% of the guys are seriously grinding, and only 5% of the guys are doing that as well as dealing with their diet. And then probably an even smaller percentage of those guys are doing hard, consistent training that they're trying to optimize over time, doing their cardio, counting their calories, making sure they're getting quality protein sources, kind of revolving their routine such that they can accommodate a 2-hour portion of time to dedicate to the gym day for fucking thousands of days, right? So that's what happens. There's no mystery that somebody that is able to do that is going to get results. Really, the only kind of question is, like I said 2 fucking seconds ago, are you that guy? Right? Is this something that you want to do? And that's not a rhetorical question. If you don't want to if you don't want the weightlifting in the gym to be your thing, it doesn't have to be. I definitely think you should work out in general, just because it's good for you. You're going to feel better. Having a bit of muscle on your frame is just going to make life easier. You can pick up heavier shit in your day, and it's not going to be such a chore, because you're literally just a stronger guy. But no matter what it could be, if you have one thing that and like you think about it and it comes up and you're not doing it because you want someone else's approval or anything else, it's because I used to do this when I was younger. I really liked it. I had a really good aptitude for it. I don't know why I stopped doing it. If you leave that little thing, if you leave that little dream that you have smoldering and you just give up on it, I can guarantee that by the time it's too late for you to really get into it, you are going to regret it. That doesn't have to be the gym. That can be fucking any endeavor that you really want to get into. So if you feel like the odds are against you, don't forget, 80% of the people who might be interested in whatever that thing is that you want to do, they're not even willing to try. So for you to go through that first step and begin to take, reasonable, even just tiny moves towards whatever that thing is, you just separated yourself from fucking 95% of the people in the world.